War rips through the soul, leaving scars that never truly heal. For soldiers, every life taken carries a profound weight, but some moments are etched deeper than others. Major Dick Winters, a man defined by his courage and humanity, carried one such encounter for decades. This isn't just a combat story, it's a raw look at the true cost of war, as told by a legend himself, when Major Dick Winters shot a young German soldier in Holland. Major Dick Winters on shooting the young German soldier in Holland. Band of Brothers. Major Richard Dick Winters, immortalized by Stephen Ambrose's Band of Brothers and the HBO miniseries, stands as one of World War II's most revered leaders. Known for his unwavering integrity, tactical brilliance, and deep care for his men, Winters often led from the front, enduring the brutal realities of combat. Yet, among the many fierce engagements he commanded, one particular moment haunted him for the rest of his life: the unavoidable encounter with a young German soldier during a crucial operation in Holland. It was a stark, personal reminder of the ultimate cost of war, a fleeting glare of recognition that would forever be etched into his memory. This incident goes beyond the grand narratives of strategy and victory, delving into the intensely personal and often tragic burden carried by those who must take a life in the heat of battle. It provides a powerful insight into the humanity of a man who, despite his duty, never became desensitized to the profound gravity of combat. The context: Operation Market Garden and the Crossroads, October 5, 1944. The encounter took place on October 5, 1944, during Operation Market Garden, the ambitious Allied airborne assault in the Netherlands. Easy Company, 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division, found themselves holding a precarious position near the small Dutch village of Schoenderlocht, often referred to as the Island. On this morning, a German force launched a surprise attack on the 2nd Battalion's flank, threatening to break through American lines. Easy Company received intelligence of a German machine gun position at a critical crossroads near the dike at the de Schoenderlocht Canal that was inflicting heavy casualties. Recognizing the immediate danger, Captain Winters, then a captain, took a small group of just 13 men from 1st Platoon and later reinforcements to assault a much larger German force, estimated to be around 300 men, a testament to his decisive leadership. This action, often called the Crossroads engagement, became a legendary example of small unit tactics. The fateful encounter, a moment of life and death. As Winters led his men across an open dike, moving with aggressive speed, he found himself ahead of his squad. He was the first to reach the German position, catching the enemy by surprise. In his own words, as depicted in Band of Brothers and recounted in his memoirs, Winters describes the moment he topped the dike. "My adrenaline was pumping. I was running faster than I ever ran before in my life. Everybody else was moving so slow, I couldn't understand it." And then he came face to face with a young German soldier. The soldier was startled, and in that split second, their eyes met. What happened next would forever mark Winters. The young German soldier, seemingly unarmed or caught completely off guard, offered a faint, almost bewildered smile. Without hesitation, driven by instinct and the immediate demands of combat, Winters raised his weapon. And as he smiled, I shot him. It was a clean, decisive kill shot. The immediate aftermath. The hollow stare. The rest of Winters' men quickly followed, and the ensuing battle was a devastating victory for Easy Company, routing a numerically superior German force and inflicting heavy casualties. It was a tactical masterpiece, earning Winters a Silver Star. But for Winters, the victory was secondary to that fleeting personal encounter. He would later recall how the young German soldier's face, particularly his eyes, became etched into his memory. He never forgot the young man's smile or the hollow stare that followed it. It was a ghost that lingered, Winters's reflection and humanity, the cost of combat. Years later, Major Winters often reflected on that moment, sharing his profound insights into the psychological toll of combat. He stated that he never knew why the young man smiled. Was it a gesture of resignation, a flicker of understanding, a brief, shared moment of humanity before the inevitable? The mystery of that smile haunted him. For Winters, this incident solidified his understanding of the individual cost of war. He never fired his weapon again in combat after that day, believing he had taken his measure of human life. This commitment to minimizing bloodshed, both his own and that of his enemies, became a defining characteristic of his leadership. He often emphasized that everybody fights their own war, acknowledging the deeply personal and often traumatic experiences of each soldier. His humanity in a brutal conflict was remarkable. He was a leader who consistently focused on getting the job done with minimal casualties for his own men, and sought to respect the enemy when possible. The burden of leadership. A defining moment. The incident at the Crossroads dike became a profound defining moment for Major Dick Winters. It wasn't about weakness or regret over a necessary combat action. Instead, it was about the heavy, inescapable burden of command and the deeply personal cost of taking a life, especially a young one. It exemplifies his philosophy that while war demands brutal efficiency, a leader must never lose sight of the humanity involved, even in the enemy. His actions and reflections cemented his legacy not just as a brilliant tactician, but as a compassionate leader profoundly affected by the realities of the war he fought. The face of that young German soldier served as a constant, sobering reminder of the true price of victory.